Iran's supreme leader is dead, his successor rose within hours, and now the real question is whether he is already being hunted. This may look like a single assassination, but it could actually reveal how modern war is decided long before the first explosion appears on screen. And that matters now because if Iran's most protected center of power was penetrated once, the balance of the Middle East may already be shifting. After the death of Ali Khamenei in a precision strike, Mojtaba Khamenei was rapidly elevated to supreme leader, marking a rare and deeply symbolic transfer of power. For the first time in modern Iranian politics, the son of the previous supreme leader appears to have inherited the most powerful position in the Islamic Republic. That transition is happening at one of the most dangerous moments the region has seen in years, with Iran facing pressure from Israel, the United States, and multiple regional rivals. To many observers, the killing of a supreme leader is not just a military event, it is proof that old assumptions about elite security may no longer hold. The deeper question is not only how Iran will change after Ali Khamenei, but whether Mojtaba can avoid the same fate in a battlefield shaped by surveillance and covert operations. Because in modern intelligence warfare, survival is no longer determined by rank alone, but by whether your patterns can be seen, mapped, and predicted. Many analysts believe the strike was not the product of luck or a brief opening, but the final step in a long intelligence operation built over years. In that kind of war, decisive battles do not begin with missiles. They begin with silent data collection, patient tracking, and the reconstruction of hidden routines. Reports suggest the real target was never just one man, but the entire security ecosystem built to shield him from view and keep him alive. That means the story may begin not in a bunker or command room, but in the streets of Tehran, where ordinary systems can become extraordinary intelligence assets. If that is true, then the death of Iran's supreme leader was not simply a strike from above, but the collapse of an invisible shield already weakened from within. And once we understand how that shield may have been broken, a far more unsettling picture of 21st century power begins to emerge. To understand how such an operation could happen, we have to start with a disturbing idea. A city can be turned into an intelligence sensor without most people ever noticing. In Tehran, ordinary traffic cameras may have offered far more than road management. They could have provided years of movement data around protected zones. From thousands of camera angles, analysts can trace recurring routes, identify security convoys, and slowly reconstruct the daily rhythm of power. Once that visual data is combined with telecom signals, mobile activity, and metadata, patterns begin to emerge with terrifying clarity. Intelligence services call this pattern of life analysis, the slow construction of a behavioral map that reveals where people go, when they move, and whom they meet. Every driver, bodyguard, aide, and communications officer leaves behind fragments of routine, and those fragments become valuable when assembled over time. What looks random at street level can become highly predictable from above, especially when advanced analytics compress years of observation into usable insight. That is why modern intelligence warfare rewards patience more than spectacle. The goal is not noise, but certainty. Reports have long pointed to Israeli intelligence capabilities, especially signals collection and network analysis, as central to this kind of deep surveillance strategy. Units associated with cyber interception and communications monitoring are believed to process enormous volumes of data to expose hidden structures of influence. By mapping who contacts whom, who gains access, and who sits closest to real authority, analysts can identify the invisible architecture behind formal institutions. But even in an age of satellites, algorithms, and machine learning, many experts argue that technology alone is never enough. The decisive edge often comes from human intelligence, because only insiders can reveal sudden schedule changes, private meetings, and the unofficial decisions no camera can capture. When internal sources, digital surveillance, and signal interception converge on the same window of vulnerability, the operation moves from theory to execution. And when that moment finally arrives, years of hidden preparation can collapse into seconds, leaving the world to see only the explosion, not the long war that made it possible. That is why the strike itself may have lasted less than a minute, even though the real campaign behind it could have taken years to build. Once a target's routines, defenses, and blind spots are fully mapped, violence becomes the shortest part of the operation. This is the brutal logic of modern power. The side that sees first can often strike first, and the side that predicts best can reshape events before they unfold. The next question, then, is whether killing a supreme leader actually changes history, or simply creates the illusion of a decisive turning point. Many analysts urge caution here, because the assassination of senior leaders has often delivered tactical shock without producing lasting strategic victory. Hamas has lost key figures, Hezbollah has lost senior commanders, and yet both organizations have repeatedly regenerated leadership and preserved operational continuity. In some cases, the removal of a leader even strengthens internal unity by transforming that person into a symbol larger than the office they once held. That is why decapitation strategies often fail to destroy the system beneath the individual, especially when ideology, institutions, and networks remain intact. But Iran is not a non-state militia. It is a state built around a uniquely powerful office that sits at the center of its political and religious order. So the death of Ali Khamenei may not be just another leadership loss, but a destabilizing shock to the core of the Islamic Republic's governing structure. That makes the role of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps especially important, because it may now act not only as protector of the system, but as a force shaping what comes next. At the same time, Iran faces a larger strategic choice: double down on confrontation or pivot toward a more pragmatic path under extreme pressure. Those decisions will not stay inside Iran. They will ripple across the Gulf, Israel, global energy markets, and the wider security architecture of the Middle East. And if the same surveillance networks that exposed one supreme leader are still active, then the new leader may already be living inside the shadow of the last operation. In the 21st century, power belongs not only to those with armies and missiles, but to those who control data, prediction, and the invisible machinery of intelligence.